Hello students, welcome to another session. So here we have a direction for question is that there is the four sentences uh, labeled 1, 2, 3, and 4 that you can find out here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So below, when properly sequenced, would yield a coherent paragraph. Decide on the proper sequencing of the order of the sentences and key in the sequence of the four numbers as your answer. Well, let's. Our job is to read all these sentences, try to identify the theme of it, the topic for which this particular question is formed. Um, well, let's go to the means understand the each and every sentence, and on the basis of that, we will make a pair and try to link a language. Try to link a one sentence with the other sentence on the basis of the words and linking language, repetition of the ideas, from forming pair sentences. Okay, so let's go to the first sentence. What does the first sentence point out? It is stated about scientists know that the cave's assemblage of discarded stone tools are of the Mousterian technology, sophisticated flake implements that are typically associated with Neanderthals. Second option stated that, but another strong line of geological evidence comes from analyzing nearby sediments. Then third option, which is stated, this suggests. Now, please mark it. This suggests means what? The cave was in use exclusively by Neanderthals, who in turn created the carvings on the wall. However, it's a contrasting word. The authors note that, the authors note they can't establish a direct relationship. They can't establish. They can't establish a direct relationship between those discarded tools and the engravings. Now, if you look into that, sentence 1 establishes the context by introducing the stone tools, isn't it? So, discarded stone tools. So, associated with what? Associated with the Neanderthals in the cave. This sets the stage for the discussion about whom? Discussion about Neanderthals, isn't it? So, sentence 2 is a contrasting one as it is given but. So, if you look into the 3, sentence 3 indicates or follows by explaining that the cave was, this suggests the cave was what? Exclusively used by Neanderthals and they created the carvings. So, this sentence provides further information, right? Further information about the Neanderthal connection. So after that, sentence 4, if you look, then it is stated, introduces a counterpart. Like I pointed, it is a contrast word. So counterparts by mentioning the author's inability, right? So the author's inability to establish a direct relationship between the discarded tools, and the engravings, um, adding some doubt and complexity to the narrative. Finally, if you observe that sentence 2, right, which can be called as comes at the end, discussing another strong line of geological evidence from nearby sediments. It provides an additional piece of information that supports the idea that Neanderthal were responsible. What is that? Neanderthal were responsible for what? Responsible for responsible for the carvings, isn't it? Carvings. After the leader has been introduced to the main context, right? So in the on the basis of this idea, we can find out that so option 1 would be the first, as it gives a kind of idea about the scientists know the capstone tools are of Mousterian technology, typically associated with Neanderthals. This set the stage for the discussion about Neanderthals. Second, if I look into that sentence 3, which I pointed, explaining that the um, cave was in use exclusively by Neanderthals and they created the carving on the walls. This sentence further elaborates on the Neanderthal connection. And uh, provides sentence 4 provides a counterpart, as we can find out, however, is given, mentioning that the author cannot establish a direct relationship um, between the discarded tools and the engravings. This introduces some doubt and difficulty to the narrative. Finally, we can find out uh, the option 2 as a final sentence comes at the end, talking about another strong line of geological evidence, isn't it? Geological evidence. So, from analyzing nearby sediment, it adds an additional piece of what what is that? Now, additional piece of information that supports the idea that Neanderthals were responsible for the carving, isn't it? After the reader has been introduced to the main context. So hence, we can point out here 1, 3, 4, sorry, uh, 1, 3, and 4, 2, right? That is the sequence. So hence, answer is 1, 3, 4, 2. Hope you understood. Thank you.